As we read in Hebrews 4:14, the writer elaborates on what's mentioned back in chapter 2. Jesus is our great high priest, and he became like us so that he could become our merciful and faithful high priest in service to God and to make atonement for sins. And this is what a high priest does. But Jesus isn't like any earthly high priest. And while earthly high priest would pass through the outer courts and the holy place and to the Holy of Holies in the temple to intercede for God's people, Jesus has passed through the heavens. And he is seated at the right hand of the Father, and he is making intercession for us as our Savior and Lord. Because of this, we should hold fast to our confession and persevere as we journey on this road of life. And we know that Jesus is at the right hand of the Father, seated in victory. So we firmly hold on to our faith in him. And then as we look at verse 15, it shows us that Jesus, our high priest, can identify with us and our weaknesses. He came to us incarnate and lived a human life as the God-man, fully God, fully human. And he very intimately knows the broad spectrum of human experience, from love and loss to pain and heartache to joy and elation. Yet he was without sin, even while being tempted just as we are. And this makes him amazing, a great high priest. Isn't it comforting to know that while we personally experience so many different emotions and temptations and feelings, that Jesus has experienced all of them too? He truly knows what you and I go through each and every day. And he experienced it all without sin. And he's felt what we feel. And he is a close and personal friend to us, one that we can count on, who can identify with us and knows us fully. So that's another comfort for us, that through all of those experiences, he is like us, but he is totally unlike us in that he is perfect. Now in verse 16, it teaches us that we can confidently and boldly approach the throne of grace, which would be unheard of when it concerns a human king who could barge in on a throne room of a human ruler. But yet we can walk into his presence and walk right up to our king and approach the throne and know that he loves us and he loves to see us approach and rely on him. And at his throne, we can find mercy and grace in our time of need. When we find ourselves broken, struggling, or elated with joy, we can find all of these things in the throne, in his very presence. And so mercy has been defined as not getting what you do deserve, and grace has been defined as getting what you don't deserve. And as we think about these things being found at the throne, one thing is clear: as his children, God doesn't give us what we have coming, what we deserve, but he lavishes on us mercy and grace. He loves us. He offers us forgiveness and restoration as we are his children. And the gospel offer of adoption into his family stands for all people everywhere. And that's why we should go and tell them about Jesus, our great high priest, today.